Hey kids, you're listening to the internet's wettest podcast about video games, consoles, and pancakes. The SML Podcast.
Prepare for the SML Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I am your host, Joe. Joining as usual, Aki and Bree are here. Jacob will show up whenever he...
I think he's here now.
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, he just showed up right as you were announcing us.
Oh, fuck.
I can leave. I've got stuff I need to take care of. It'll be great.
Hi, Jacob.
Right hand or left hand?
Hi, Bree. Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Right hand.
Latest content dropped.
Oh, God.
Yesterday. So, you know, this podcast
is what he's telling us.
So this podcast is eating up my personal time.
Good.
Don't you do this via the phone? Can't you just put your phone next to whatever you play your game on?
No, I do this on a laptop now.
Oh. Is that also where you play Dreamlight Valley?
No.
Oh.
No, I play Dreamlight Valley downstairs.
Why don't you just do this downstairs too then? Then you can play and
because my wife does not want to hear us babble about crap for like 3 hours. So
I mean, who
I
knows?
do this upstairs.
that is fair.
Clearly no one out there wants to hear our YouTube numbers or anything to say about that. Womp womp. Weekly womp womp.
Yeah, it happens.
Bree, is your mic okay? It seems like you're like cutting out for the first second you talk, and then you fade in like Jacob used to do.
Weird. No, I have no idea why it would be doing that. It's
I heard you really
same...
distant like 2 or 3 times. So I don't know.
Huh.
I just assumed she was leaning back.
Quiet. Yeah,
Discord being
back.
Discord.
I also have a thunderstorm going on outside, so there's
nice.
a chance I might just up and disappear. Yeah, I gave Aki the heads up so she could warn you if like I vanish. But yeah, now I'll just say that.
She didn't warn me.
No, I probably would have forgotten, to be honest.
Exactly.
I would have probably been like, why isn't Bree talking anymore?
GG.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Should we get to news, or is there anything y'all want to talk about from the past week in your personal lives or whatever goings on?
Well, my parents got in a wreck earlier this week.
Are they okay?
Mom's generally okay. She twisted her wrist or something. They were on their motorcycles, and apparently my stepdad hadn't been taking as good a care of his as he probably should have, and his brakes did not work. So when my mom braked and he was behind her, that braking didn't do much for her because she still moved. Yeah, and he thinks he broke a rib and he's jacked up his shoulder, but otherwise they're okay. And all the damage to their motorcycles is completely fixable. Stuff that my stepdad can even do once he's in, good enough condition to actually do the work. It's not going to be too hard for him. So nothing serious, but yeah. So that was, interesting news.
Damn.
Yeah. Folks, if you ride your motorcycles or really any other vehicle, just occasionally make sure your brakes are working properly. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, working the brakes is good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly very helpful when you want to stop.
Oh, god damn it. I have to Jacob a shout out. He just subbed.
You don't have to.
16 months. A really late baby.
And 2 months in a row.
They were subbed just before we went live as well. So thank you both for the subs. Enjoy the kitty cats and the emotes. and the giveaway bonuses if I do one tonight. I don't even know what my code sheet looks like right now, so
Ooh, that's right.
How was your week?
I don't know, man. Like, I've been working. I've been limping to payday, and all my money is going to bills. So, yay!
Yay! You do have a button for that.
Yeah, but why have a button when you can do it live? Yay!
Because that was the perfect moment recorded. That's why.
Oh my god,
That's
so good.
Yeah, Injury had some excitement today in Adventures in Homeownership. He had a snake in the basement.
There's a snake in my basement.
He managed to get it out and let it free in the yard. So that was
I'd shit myself. I hate snakes so much.
When I get a snake when I toss my snake out into the yard, usually the cops get called.
Yeah.
Yes, they should.
Hey, Jacob, I have a new sound clip for you.
Eat shit, bitch.
I like that one.
That's from wrestling last night. I love that they let that fly on TV.
Eat shit, bitch.
All right. Should we get to news?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Let's dive into stuff here. PlayStation Plus game catalog for the month was announced. Right now, you could play Cyberpunk 2077.
Woot.
Yay. July 22nd, day one launch, Abiotic Factor. I have no idea what this game is, but a lot of people seem to be excited about it, so I think I should look into it.
If that's the one I'm thinking, it's kind of like Inside, except for you can control time to some degree. If it's the one I'm thinking. Not 100% sure on that.
And we're saying it released a month ago on Game Pass. I don't remember
Maybe
it there
that's why
either.
it sounded familiar.
So, shrug. I guess it's not my kind of game if I don't remember it. And then July 15th, a bunch of other games are joining. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden.
Ooh, nice.
Here you go, Jacob. Bluey, the video game.
Yeah. Which did just get an update. You can now play as Muffin and Uncle Stripe.
I was gonna talk about that later. That's in my news for
it's not. We've already covered it now.
Or no, was that the one I told you had to talk about, Jacob?
You told me I had to talk about it.
That's right.
Now I'm just flooding chat with my emote.
You are. I'm gonna ban you. Planet Zoo.
All right.
Risk of Rain 2.
Nice.
Tropico 6.
Never played a Tropico game.
And this one is exciting. New World Eternum.
Huh.
I thought that was a really fun game, so that's cool to see that on Plus. Premium catalog gets 2 games with Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are some of the bits in the little cup thing just spinning for you guys?
Yes.
One is. Yeah. Spinning. Ghost of Yotai is getting some limited consoles. The Gold Edition will be available globally with a gold ceramic look, while the Black Edition will only be available on PlayStation.com. Have a black ink style look. They will have disk drives, and the gold panels will be available for current slim PS5 and Pro users. OG PS5 owners can obviously suck it. The matching controllers will be available individually as well, and it will be available October 2nd in, quote, limited quantities. So scalpers will enjoy this one, and pre-order info will come later.
They sound gorgeous.
They look really good.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. There you go, Jacob. Time to get a PS5.
Why?
I don't know.
Pretty consoles.
Yeah.
For the humidifier looking console. Now it'll be prettier.
Xbox had a weird bug this week where some users were prompted to download updates for pretty much everything on their console. Luckily, I saw that I was spared on both my consoles, and it seems that if you do get hit with it, a quick reboot should fix it. I saw someone online complain about having to re-download 100 Rock Band songs. I just laughed because that is a sad amount of DLC when you think about it. Like 100 songs, you would get booted from every online session if you showed up with 100 songs.
Because how many are in your collection?
30, is it 33? I don't even remember. Over 3,000. All but
Gotcha.
3.
Yep.
Entirely too damn many.
Yeah, when at maximum minus 3. That's how many I have. Yeah. So 100 files, no biggie. You got to really re-download like 2,800. That's when it sucks.
Yeah, wouldn't 100 of them be like a gig-ish at most, even at that point?
No,
I assume they're not very large files, are they?
It depends on the song, really. Some of them have bigger file size. The older ones usually have bigger file sizes because they were a lot pickier about the music they used. Some of the newer songs, they kind of just like did DIY stems with MP3s, and you could tell because the audio quality sucks.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Yay. Any of you get hit with that bug?
Nope.
I don't think I did. I did have a bunch of updates, but I just assume it was for, games that had actual updates. I hope.
How many
Otherwise,
did you have?
10 or so.
Oh, then yeah, that's probably fine.
Yeah.
USAF Gamers, they had 207. I think Karn said he had like 500.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Fucking hell.
Limited Run. They're opening pre-orders for a new physical version of Doom for the Super Nintendo. It will include levels missing from the original game, circle strafing, respawning enemies on Nightmare, and Rumble.
Interesting.
On
Okay.
a Super Nintendo. They're creating a brand new Super Nintendo controller that supports Rumble, and they are releasing the Rumble technology. I believe they're releasing it to the community for free so they could use it in homebrew.
Oh, that's really awesome of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty bitchin'. Cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. They will have a special edition available with only 666 copies available. So if you want it, I guess keep up to date on Limited Run and when that goes live. I didn't find a date or look one up or anything.
Fair.
I just think the controller looks cool. So, yeah.
All right.
Shocking the entire world, Stalker 2 was announced for the PS5.
What 2 was?
Stalker 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
No date, but later this year.
Cool.
Shocking.
I get to, enjoy it.
Totally shocking.
Yep.
Yeah. Romero Games is allegedly not closed in the wake of the Xbox cuts. They've been contacted by several publishers interested in helping complete the game.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Indeed. Very good. Hopefully, game turns out well, so it gets finished.
Hopefully.
In the wake of the layoffs at Microsoft last week, it is being reported that the Turn 10 cuts have in effect canceled outright the Forza Motorsport series, and Turn 10 will now just be a support studio for Forza Horizon.
Yeah, I heard something about that too. That's
Bummer.
Yep.
So they've killed a popular franchise that sells a ton of games and have turned that team into a support. What the fuck are they planning on selling from this point forward?
Horizon.
What fucking teams?
Horizon is the seller. Like the newest Forza Motorsport, like it did okay, but it wasn't the greatest game. Like it was very lacking when it released. It's in decent shape now, but it did not do what it needed to do.
I've never really enjoyed the motorsport series. Like, it's just not my jam. I like Horizon though. Like,
Yeah.
I like the CarPG thing. That's fun to me.
Yeah. I mean, Horizon's the arcadey one. That's the one that's the one that is like in the top 2 sales of May because of the PS5 release. Like, it is selling like crazy on PlayStation. So Microsoft, I guess they know what they're doing now.
Yeah.
And hey, we're getting Helldivers. Yay!
Yay!
Cool.
Sandy Cheeks was revealed to be in Nicktoons in the Dice of Destiny.
I have no idea what that is.
Nor do
the
I.
action RPG that they're working on. Yeah.
What Sandy Cheeks? Because that just sounds pornographic.
SpongeBob.
I don't know what that is.
SpongeBob.
Oh, that's the squirrel or raccoon or something, right? Okay.
The squirrel, Jesus. Don't you ever watch that show?
No, I've never watched.
It's been on for like 20 years, like more than 20 years. Come on, man.
Yeah, I've seen fragments of episodes and I was never interested, so I was like, eh. So I've never actually sat and watched any episode of it ever.
I don't watch it either, so
Fair.
shrug.
Yeah, but I already call you a sad person. I'm
Yeah,
like,
true. Spot your own, I guess. Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, has broken 1.2 million units sold. The Switch 2 physical edition releases August 7th in Japan.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Indeed. Newest Dead by Daylight crossover is, drumroll, anyone?
I don't have a drum.
Anyone?
I just smashed my desk a whole bunch and apparently you didn't hear it, so
didn't.
I didn't hear mine either.
That smelled like, that sounded like somebody fapping, really.
The Walking Dead. Rick and Michonne are new survivors. And you can get a Daryl Dixon legendary outfit. Comes out July 29th.
Nice.
Yep.
I approve. That's awesome. That's actually pretty awesome. I don't particularly care about Rick Grimes, but the other two are hell yeah.
Need for Speed Rivals is going offline October 7th. 2 achievements will be discontinued. Game will be playable offline.
Well, it sucks that 2 achievements are going to be impossible to get, but it's really, really fucking awesome that it's playable offline. I approve of that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
James Cathcart, a former voice actor for Team Rocket's James, Meowth, and other characters, has passed away. Sad news there.
Yeah, that sucked.
A little bit better news, Astrobot got a new update with 5 new challenge levels and some very long-awaited cameo bots. Cloud and Sephiroth are finally in the game, along with 2B from Nier Automata and Surge from Chrono Cross. Atsu from Ghost of Yotai is there as well.
That's pretty awesome.
Indeed.
Everyone who got that game is just getting a whole bunch. That's, they must be pretty happy if they bought that game, because that game sounds awesome and more shit just keeps getting added to it. That is so cool.
Yeah. Good stuff. It really is like one of the best games out there on the system. It's so good. Bethesda rumors. There is talk that they're working on multiple Fallout projects. Reportedly, the long-rumored Fallout 3 remaster and a Fallout New Vegas 2 are being talked about, with potentially more in the works.
I would be on board for both of those. Yeah.
Hells yes.
I'd be pretty cool with that.
Indeed.
I liked 3. 3 was my favorite one.
All right, and then I got one little last bit of news. Where the hell was my sound effect? Can't fucking find it. Here it is. It's Movie Watch. There. Massive movie news. The title of the 3rd Dune movie has been revealed. Dune Part 3.
Wait, but Dune's not like a video game. Like, I'm confused.
What? This is Movie Watch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but we save that for like video game movies.
I mean, there's lots of Dune video games.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a book.
Okay.
Well, it's also a movie and a bunch of video games.
And it's
Still counts.
hilarious that that's the title, like the hyped up news. The
Was part
title has
one
been
called-
revealed. The third Dune movie is Dune 3.
So is the first one part 1 and the second one part 2 as well, or do they actually have proper names for the two of them and they've just decided?
No,
It
was part 1 and part 2.
Oh, that's a shame. It would have been hilarious if they had proper names for those two and they were just like, fuck it, it's part 3, who cares?
In theory,
It's so perfect.
Dune Part 3 is supposed to be covering Dune Messiah, so I don't know why they didn't just start Dune Messiah Part 1 or something like that. That would have made more sense. So, yeah.
Probably marketing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the news I had. Aki, what do you got?
Well, I got a couple things. I
Holy
don't remember
shit, what?
Yeah, I know, it's
Talked about it
crazy.
before the stream.
Aki has news. Matt, what do you think?
What?
All right, now that my headset's back on, because I knew where that was going. Ubisoft decided to update their terms of service to basically say one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard, which was, when we're done supporting a game or a DLC or anything, you need to delete it. Because people are going to do that, apparently, is what they believe is going to happen.
No.
So, that it's stupid, and it amused me. So I was like, well, might as well bring that up because it's funny. That's ridiculous.
Ubisoft thinks I'm gonna break my stuff. No.
Yeah, no. All the old Assassin's Creed games, none of them are supported. Anyone going to delete that shit before you finished it? Nah. Why? They're good
As
games.
we've already seen on this show, their statues break themselves.
True. And then my second bit of news is Steam currently has an issue with a couple fairly wealthy individuals, companies, breaking their rules as of recently, and everyone's basically just waiting to see if they decide to punish either of these companies or if they're just going to let, them breaking the rules slide, which would really damage trust in Steam. One of them is 11-bit. Apparently, we mentioned this a little bit prior. Alters had some generative AI stuff, and they didn't disclose it, which is a newer rule that Steam put out because of everyone's disdain for generative AI. It turns out, thankfully, it wasn't a lot of stuff in the game was made with it. It ended up being subtitles for some of their movies in other languages. They were just they put it in really late.
And some text stuff in the game. The fact that it was there, people don't like.
Yeah, but they ended up putting that stuff in late.
Still no descriptor on the Steam page.
Oh, that's fucked up. They should have added that in by now. And the other company that they're having some issues with right now is Nexon. They are abusing and manipulating Steam reviews for at least one of their games called Blue Archive, which is a gacha game. Yeah, they're offering people event items for that gacha game for leaving good reviews and stuff, and that has been specifically against the rules for longer than I've had Steam, and even that specific thing is listed in there. You can't give
that
CD
is a
game
huge no.
Yeah. So everyone's just kind of holding their breath, seeing if they're actually going to punish either of these companies for breaking the rules, or if they're going to throw away a lot of their goodwill and people's trust in them. So it's just an interesting.
I don't think Steam's
situation.
going to lose any goodwill with the alters thing. I think 11-bit's taken the hit on that, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I have a feeling on that too, but I think the Nexon, if they let that pass, I think that's really going to negatively impact things, because people aren't going to trust the reviews anymore.
I agree on that.
And once that, if they don't do anything to Nexon, which, Nexon's rich, so them doing something might cause an issue there, but if they don't, everyone's just going to use that as a precedent and be like, well, you didn't get them in trouble, so why can't I do it? And that's just going to cause a lot of issues. So hopefully both of them will get some level of punishment. Hopefully enough to actually fit what they've done. I think 11-bit probably just needs a slap on the wrist, and they need to put up that fucking disclosure already. But
yeah, they do.
Yeah, Nexon might need to maybe get a bitch slap or two.
What else you got?
That was it. Just those two things.
Okay, Bree, what do you got?
Castle Crashers. You remember that game from 17 years ago?
No.
It has a new DLC coming out on Steam on August 6th called Painter Boss Paradise. It includes refreshes to the graphics, custom characters, and the console version should be coming out later.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, that came across my feed earlier this morning.
Hey, proof.
My other bit of news is a little bit long, so bear with me. Sea of Thieves had their community direct today where they talked about the future of the game. They focused a lot over the last few seasons, adding new sandbox features like crouch and disguises and new ways to attack, sabotage, and move around the playfield. They have become more lenient with their enforcement for things like bans and suspensions to make it more in line with Xbox policies. So, for example, if you name your ship something heinous, you can get a second chance instead of an insta-ban. Like, we ran into a ship called Foreskin the other night.
Very good.
FOUR. Yeah, there you go. They are removing the NBA from the Insiders program.
I heard about that. That's really cool.
Yeah, if you're in the inside, it hasn't been removed yet. So if you're in the Insiders program, don't go sharing all of your details. But soon they'll be removing that so that it'll encourage more excitement for upcoming things. Like Season 17, which is coming up next, has a focus on smugglers and hideouts with a high-risk reward element. There's going to be an increase in short-term live events going forward. And they'll be updating Skeleton Forts with new exciting elements. Season 18 is going to be focused on the Devil's Roar. And then the other big news that they had in the thing today was custom servers are being added. You'll be able to play with regular settings and curate the world the way you want, or there'll be like sliders and things that you can adjust. There'll be a cinematic camera control over day and night cycle, the ability to add more than one ship to your server, so you can have races and more players on the style of ship that you want to sail and stuff like that. It will be a subscription service that'll be starting in early 2026. And I think the last big takeaway from the Community Direct was that they have a roadmap for years of future content and updates to keep the game healthy and expanding. But that's all the news I had.
One thing that was mentioned that caught my attention was a potential slider for crew size.
Yes.
How big of a crew can you get now? Or when this comes around next year?
I think currently the max number of players per server is 24, so they'll probably have a similar limit. But the other thing that they'll be able to do is normally if you're on a sloop, which is the small ship, you can only have 2-man crew max. On the Brigantine, you have a 3-man crew, and the Galleon, you have a 4-man crew. If you want to put if you want to put 16 people on a sloop, you can put 16 people on a sloop. That's a direct quote from the show. So that's part of what they were talking about with that slider.
Very cool. Because I enjoy Sea of Thieves, but like I feel so useless when I play because I'm not good at the game. I don't really understand most of it, and I get lost very easily. But I have fun playing.
Yeah,
I just feel like I'm a hindrance, and if I could get like a 5th person to cover for me.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, now you'll have a 12th person to cover for you, even, apparently.
All right. Anything else?
That was it for me.
Hey, Jacob, what do you got?
I got nothing.
Nothing?
Nah.
You're not even going to talk about your update that you're excited to play. I mean,
so the Storybook Veil thing has finished. we got the second half of it yesterday, so now Maleficent and Princess Aurora are available to bring into your town. Other than that, I really don't know much of anything about it. I haven't had a chance to play it. I've been trying to knock out the Star Path, which...
that's why you don't have news on it. Fair, okay.
Yeah, so next week...
Dreamlight Valley news. All right.
Actually, I mean, actually not, but... so next week, the wife and kids are visiting a family friend for a few days, and so I'm going to have the house to myself, and if I'm not working, I'm going to be playing Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Sounds like a plan.
You're just going to be like balls out on the couch playing Disney Dreamlight for 48 hours, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to be streaming it pretty much the whole time.
Are you actually going to pay attention to chat?
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna see if I can have.
I stop by like all the time, and you never say hi.
Well, that's because I don't have a headset and I don't look at the chat.
We should look at the chat.
At the fucking chat.
I don't ever like. Usually I'm baked as hell. Like I don't.
The point of Twitch, you moron.
Because other people might want to watch me play Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm just screaming for shits and giggles.
Yeah, and talk to you.
That's weird.
I agree, but that's what they do.
People want to ask questions about the game. They want to know what you're doing.
They want to insult you.
Oh,
not always.
Yeah, not always.
Well, yeah, sometimes they're not there.
All right, but I promise you, during this, empty house vacation, I will have a laptop up and I will make sure that I'm paying attention to chat.
Because I watched you stream that King Kong game, and boy, did I have a lot of questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not that I didn't game or the bad one.
Not that I didn't answer your questions, but I'm sorry that you had to sit there and watch me play it.
When did you do that?
Probably when I was reviewing it.
Yeah.
I thought it was recent.
No,
why did you
my
go
God.
back to that?
I've got 5 days. Maybe I could try to beat it.
That and Gollum.
I do own Gollum now, so
yeah,
I could.
Yep.
Why would you?
Oh,
why would either of you buy that piece of shit? I reviewed it. I told you it was a piece of shit.
Because it's like they now knock down the Precious Edition to like $5,
and that's about $50 too damn much. Still,
you told us it was a piece of shit, and so did literally every other review on the planet.
Yeah.
I was
That's fine.
by that game.
We got
I'm
stuff.
Still upset by that game.
I mean, hey, it's fodder for next year's April Fool's Day, so got to get ready.
We know what Aki's doing. Is anyone having issues with their Xbox store this week on their console?
Nope.
I will go check it right now because I don't check the store often.
I'm too poor to have issues with it because I don't have any money.
My new games section has not updated.
Games.
There are no new games in my new games. The last thing is some Sausage Run Complete Edition from like Friday, one of the bullshit weekend last minute
people ran a train on you.
Bundle updates.
Oh.
Yeah, Sausage Wars is one of the newest games on mine too. There's some Bridge Race, Little Strays.
Yeah, there's like a dozen games that should be showing up.
Here. Oh, the Essentials Collection. Yeah, you're right. There's some new games that came out that are definitely not up here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's weird.
Very weird.
Same here, yeah.
Fucking A. Between that and the license update issues that are going on, I don't know what's going on with Xbox.
Yeah.
They probably fired people.
Too many PS5 players hammering the servers.
Yeah. Oh, I got one last bit of news.
Oh?
Since we were just in the store, did you know that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is coming to Xbox tomorrow?
Oh!
If
Y'all
you
are never
pre-order
gonna
or
let
have
that
the
go,
digital
are you?
deluxe edition, you could already
You can play it now.
I'm guessing we didn't get a copy for review.
Bree
No.
got
You
it.
guessed wrong.
Oh, really? Smart move, Bree.
Yeah.
I didn't even think to ask Joe, like, hey, you should see if we could get a review. I didn't even think about that. Instead, I'm too busy requesting Girl Tower or whatever the hell this game is.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out my Jinkos and my my Doc Martens, and I'm gonna, jam out to that in a ratty Pearl Jam t-shirt. There you go.
You gonna stream that on camera, dressed like that?
Smoking
My chain wallet. That's
Smoking
totally
out of a-
thing.
Smoking out of a bong made out of a Pepsi bottle.
Mountain Dew can.
Yes.
Oh, a tinny? Jeez, that is harsh. Why are you going to do that to your throat? Good Lord.
Because it's
It's
No.
quick and easy.
old school,
It's Mountain
man.
Dew.
Oh,
It is
come
old
on.
school.
Yeah, I know it's old school. It doesn't mean make it right. I mean, good Lord, make it out of an old water bottle or something.
I kept a Swiss Army knife in my pocket just for making holes in Mountain Dew cans.
We
Jesus Christ.
just use push pins. Good Lord.
My nickname was Dewey.
No lie. A can is how I smoked the first time.
Yep.
Because
I've never even heard of doing that.
we got weed because it was like April Fools or something. Or no, it was 420 when I was like, it's 420. Maybe someone could help me get some weed for my back. And someone helped me get some weed for my back. And I didn't have a way to smoke it. And it was too late to like go to a store or it would take days to order something. So I just took a can, I crushed it, dug out a little ditch, poked some holes in it, and smoked.
Yep.
And I got high.
Yep.
And Bean looked at me really weird. I still have the picture on my phone, like the live photo of it. She's just like her head's up and she's like looking back and forth like, are you okay? What's going on?
The answer is no, and everything.
It's so cute. I love Bean. All right, anything else anyone else want to talk about, or are we going into reviews?
Let's do reviews.
I guess we shall do the reviews as is.
Jacob,
What?
Chicken butt.
gonna contribute to the conversation?
About
Nope.
what? Whether or not we're going to do reviews?
Yeah.
I don't think I actually have that kind of power to determine
You never
whether or
know.
not we're going to. No, actually, I kind of do.
You could
One day,
say
maybe
if you
when
have
you-
something else to talk about.
I've already told you I don't have news. So, I mean, like, what else?
Is there any? All right, first game to talk. Shut the fuck up. First game to talk.
You tell me to talk, and now you tell me to shut the fuck up. This is very confusing.
Always tell you to shut the fuck up.
That's fair.
First game to talk about tonight is Novel Rogue, developed by EXE-CREATE, published by KEMCO, released July 3rd on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC for $19.99. In this card deck building roguelite full of pixel artwork, dive into thrilling turn-based card battles where every decision counts. Build and customize decks across 4 unique systems, each tailored to the worlds within the books. Collect powerful cards, use ink to enhance your deck, and adapt your strategy to overcome enemies and unlock special endings. With randomized dungeon and escalating challenges, each run is a fresh test of your skills. Aki, you and I played this one. This is a lot different than what I expect from EXE-CREATE and KEMCO.
Yeah, it is. I was pleasantly surprised, actually, to be honest.
Do you want to start with the details?
Sure. So this is one of those RPG maker looking games, and in it you play as a young man named Wright. He's some sort of practicing mage, I guess, that's been following this witch that he's clearly in love with. And all the witches, they have a certain power, and it seems like he has a whole bunch of different powers, and he doesn't understand why. And it seems like they all do, but they don't want to tell him. And his power allows him to go into books and bring parts of the books back into the real world, I believe. And yeah,
the story.
Yes. And by doing this, you go into the game, you play, or go into a book. You get to choose which book even, and you play a specific chapter. Each one has a different length, and it's a different level of difficulty, so on and so forth. After you beat it, which it's usually, it has some tiles that you move through that have different events on them. Some of them are actual events where, characters might talk and come up with something. Some of them are battle areas. Some of them are treasure, rest, shops, etc., etc.
It's traditional roguelike fashion where you have 10 or so stops along the way with multiple paths you could choose. A lot of thinking ahead is required if you want to get to certain spots, because you have to pay attention to which pathways lead to which destinations. And if you move one way, you could lock yourself out of a rare treasure or something.
Yeah, that fucked me up a couple times.
It's my biggest issue so far with the events is I'm already running into repeats.
I wasn't sure if each individual one was going to be different or not. Because I hadn't replayed
pretty
the
sure
same
it's
chapter
all
yet.
randomized because it's roguelike.
Oh, I didn't I thought what enemies and treasures you found would be different, but I thought, the events would all be stationary, because I haven't replayed any of the levels to try different things. I've just continued.
Some of them
to move on.
are set scripted, but some of them are just random happenings. Like you could go to a spot and this one you might be able to upgrade a card, or you could walk away, or you could show up to one and a monster could come after you, and you could either fight a tough monster, go one way, fight a weak monster, or go another way and just lose health and move on.
Yeah, I always pick the fight the strongest thing because I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty, and it's like that gets you the best reward, so fuck it, I'm going for that.
I've got that one a few times. I got another one where you can choose to either get a first aid kit or 3 bandages. I've gotten that one multiple times.
I haven't come across that one yet.
It feels just like a lot of repeat stuff, and it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
But that's the pros and cons of a roguelike. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. But after you finish the chapter, you get some rewards, being you get some sort of coin thing, as well as ink, witch ink, which the witch ink you can turn around and use to upgrade stuff about the story to affect it and change how it works. Like you can upgrade how often you'll find rare items from monsters or from chests, so on and so forth. You can also increase the companion that's in that story. You can increase their health, their attack speed, their damage, so on and so forth. So that's kind of interesting. There's a certain amount that you can level each one up before it's like, well, that's the max, deal with it. They're kind of expensive as shit. Because there's some of these that are like, oh yeah, here's 1,000 for level 1. Have fun, jackass. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot. That's a whole lot. Because that's just for one item, one upgrade, one time. That's a lot. Because as you get upgrades, it costs more and more each time. So, yeah, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. I think for the first book, which was where I did all my leveling just because, fuck it, why not? Yeah. I put a lot in there, and there was like 20 or so things in there you could upgrade, and I went for the ones that I thought were going to be the most impressive for me personally. I was like, rare stuff. Give me the rare stuff, bitch. So I put my stuff into that immediately. in hopes that it would get me more things. Hasn't really worked in my favor yet. I am not what they would call lucky. Not even remotely.
That's
but
fair.
Yeah, every book has a different fighting style that's done in it. For instance, the one that you should start with is the book about the knight, and all she does is straight up attack. Most of the cards you're going to get, because this is also a card battler, folks, they're going to be mostly attacking cards that you're going to find, especially if there are abilities for her. Then there's other ones there's another one that's more defensive. I don't remember which one it is. And there's one that's a healer, and I don't remember the fourth one anymore because I haven't touched that one yet. Yeah. So yeah, and you can go at them at any order you want. You can start on any of the four of them, and you can play through as much of one as you want, quit, move on to a different book, do it however you want to do it. It's really interesting. I have fairly enjoyed it. The only problem I have is this is a game that they really just want you to log in every day, do some stuff, get some points, and then they don't give a shit what you do. As long as you're logging in every day for the next 4 years, they're pretty happy with that. I can't stand that. I kind of just want to get in, get everything done, and
I don't
bounce
really
out.
feel like the game is pushing me to log in every day. Like, if you pop in and you get some wheel spins, that's cool, but it's not necessary.
That's how you get a lot more of your witch ink, though. And
yeah, but it's not.
You may not be one of these
to do it every day.
Fair. You're one of the people. I don't think you're gonna particularly care to level up everything, though. Either I am, and that's where it becomes an irritation because I want to max out all the abilities for each of the books just because that's what you're supposed to do, and it makes me want to do it so bad because it's there. And yeah, if you're doing that, it's not going to be great for you. But
I appreciate that you could buy modifiers to make the game easier, or make rare treasures pop up more often, stuff like that.
Yeah, those are really cool. I saw one that allowed you to have less enemies, but I didn't see one that gave you more enemies. And I'm kind of I kind of want more enemies because these fights aren't actually all that bad. At least at the earlier levels. When I get to the later levels, maybe not so
much. The draw.
That is also true.
I've had some tough battles, and I've also had some where I get an 8-attack combo on my first move and win the battle right away. So, always luck of the draw. One of my biggest issues with this game, it fucking talks a lot.
Oh yeah, they don't shut the fuck up.
Everyone talks in this game forever. So much story in this, and I was not really into it. It wasn't, the gameplay kept me hooked. The story, I was zoning out. It just was not doing anything for me.
Yeah, I can kind of understand that, because realistically, you have the story of Wright and all the witches that he knows and comes in contact with, and just, his existence. And then each one of the books has their own story that is important to the levels you're playing, and its overarching story. But realistically, they don't have a whole lot to do with Wright and the witches. So it's kind of I can understand why people can go into the books and are I don't care, because it doesn't really matter. I'm fine with it, but I like visual novels, so of course I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind if the story engaged me more. I don't know. Not being able to walk around much on your own, except for once every 4 hours, it feels like. I don't know. It feels very restrictive in what you're allowed to do, but the gameplay is so fun that I keep going back. Because just deck building roguelikes can be really fun when it works. I think this one, the mechanics work really well. $20. I personally give this one a buy. I think it's really cool. I don't think the add-on DLC for $4 is particularly necessary. It just gives you an extra card choice. Up to you if you want to drop $4 on that. But the game for 20, I give a buy it.
You know what? Usually you wouldn't hear me saying this for these games at this point because I got tired of playing them a long fucking time ago. But I really had fun with this game, so I think it's a buy it too, which shocked me. More and more as I played it, I was more and more shocked because I was like, "Holy shit! I really am actually liking this a lot."
I think it helps that it's not what you would expect from EXE-CREATE. It's not just another mobile JRPG. This is just, it's something different and unique.
Yeah, I have to agree, as much as I hate that word.
All right. Next up, Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer. Developed by Bandai Namco and Hamster, published by Hamster. Released June 4th, Series X and S, Switch 1 and 2, PS4 and PS5 for $16.99. Ridge Racer is a racing game released by Namco in 1993. Experience the essence of virtual reality using the 3D CG system, System 22. Game has 4 modes to choose from, including 3 difficulty levels, as well as a time trial where you compete one-on-one against a rival to achieve the best time. Additionally, a DX version featuring support for an 8-shifter and clutch is also included. If you've got that kind of equipment lying around, Jacob, what are your thoughts on Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer?
Oh, I mean, you might remember this one, you know, from my childhood. Ridge Racer. We got to bring up that E3 Ridge. So for those of you who are not familiar, Ridge Racer is a long-running arcade racing series that obviously started out in the arcades. It was one of, if not the first 3D racing games out there.
Driving was before that.
I think but I think there was something in it that Ridge Racer did actually do first. Like with the tech. I don't remember. It might have actually been
driving was 3D.
Okay.
Anyway, Ridge Racer.
Anyway, so very similar to Sega's Daytona USA in terms of like graphics and stuff like that. However, this is more of racing with drifting.
My God, we have a button for that.
Anyway, so I honestly don't recall ever seeing Ridge Racer in any of the arcades like when I was growing up. So I don't know if it just never hit Lancaster or what, but
yeah, I mean, this was always a PS1 game to me.
Yeah, I only remember it as like a PlayStation title. I don't know if I've ever seen a Ridge Racer title out in the wild, but anywho, so this has a focus on drifting, and I gotta say, like, this game may have been made back in like 93, but holy crap, does it handle like a dream. It is so much fun going through all of these courses and just like, you know, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to the road signs because you will have to do all these like tight turns. And while your car does not take damage, hitting other cars or like hitting the like the environment will slow down your car a bit. However, especially on the easy modes, it is like it's easy to win, but the AI is actually surprisingly challenging with it, and you can either do a first or a third person view. I usually stuck with first person. I just found it to be a way more enjoyable experience. And I was really surprised like how well this game has held up because I play tons of retro inspired arcade racing games for this podcast, and they don't handle nearly as well as this game did. or does, I should say. And like, this is a game that was made like, holy shit, like over 30 years ago. Yeah.
My back.
Yeah. And I just found that really surprising because so often, like, you get these old games and then, like, you realize, like, oh, like, the tech has come a long way and it, like, there's way better titles out there. This is still solid. Like, it is such a smooth ride on the Xbox. I was really impressed with it. There are different modes for
2 years.
Yeah. Shut up. But yeah, so there's different modes for it. There is like a tutorial kind of thing for it. But there is, I mean, the tutorial is not really a tutorial though. It's just like starter lab. But anyway, so there is like the original arcade mode. There is the caravan mode. There is, like, there's different, like, there's the usual standard modes that you find for racing games on this. I didn't get to play against anybody else. I don't know if this
I don't believe network mode is actually enabled.
Okay.
I think that's just a leftover from the arcade cabinets being linked.
Okay.
I'm looking at the store page. It says, since Ridge Racer is a single player game, network mode is not implemented.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Yeah. And like, I was a little saddened that my kids were just like, oh, this doesn't look as good as Forza Horizon or,
Bullshit, it doesn't.
What's the other game that,
Project
I forget
Cars,
what other,
maybe.
no, there's another racing game that they tool around with occasionally, but, Paw Patrol Grand Prix. But yeah, like I was surprised. Like, I was just really caught off guard, like, with like how nice this game looks, how well it plays. Like, this was a blast. I had a ton of fun with it, and yeah, I'm really glad that Hamster is releasing Arcade Archives titles on the Xbox again, because this is one that I'm glad, like, you know, they didn't skip out on the Xbox for. Especially since, like, usually I think of this series as a PlayStation series. I know.
I think we're going to be getting all the Arcade Archives 2 releases. But I don't think Hamster's still going to be bringing any of the original non-Neo Geo Arcade Archives games to Xbox, which is a bummer. There's fucking hundreds of them.
You know what? At this point, I'm going to take what I can get.
Very true. $17 on the Arcade Archives 2 games. What do you think at $17?
That feels a little steep, but like, I really enjoyed my time with it. I don't know if this is ever going to go on sale, because you almost never see those games go on sale anymore. So if you want to try to wait for a sale, go for it. But I wouldn't be mad picking this up for $17 either. So
the way I look at this one is you'd probably pay $1 a race in the arcade.
That's fair.
I'd imagine this would be a 4-token game.
But
Maybe
also,
2.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is that if we buy these titles, this helps ensure that Hamster keeps releasing Arcade Archives titles on the Xbox. So
true. I just think, like, if you're playing it more than 17 times, it's worth it.
That's fair.
All right, next up, Arcade Archives 2, Air Combat 22. Developed by Bandai Namco and Hamster, published by Hamster. Released July 2nd on Series X and S, Switch 1 and 2, PS4, and PS5 for $16.99. Air Combat 22 is a flight shooter released by Namco in 1995. This title features an evolutionary step in 3D graphics and flashy animations using the System Super 22 arcade board, an upgrade of the System 22 architecture used for a wide variety of legendary 3D games. Take on missions for the thrill of shooting down lots of enemy crafts, white-knuckle missions that require expert techniques, and more as you conquer diverse aerial combat scenarios. I was going to say become a hamster of the skies. Oh my God.
I would love to become a hamster of the skies.
I'm keeping it. Become a hamster of the skies in Air Combat 22. Jacob.
That needs to be the name of this episode. Hamster of the skies.
All right. What is Air Combat 22?
So Air Combat 22, also, I wasn't familiar with this title in arcades ever. But it's kind of like, think if they turned like Ace Combat into like kind of like an Afterburner-ish title. And so you get these individual missions that you just, it sets up different stuff. It's like, here's some bogeys here. Take out this aircraft carrier here. And the game does thankfully have a tutorial level. And it does give the English and Japanese versions for this game. And I was like, oh, well, usually the Japanese game's harder or some shit, like, because that's what happened with the arcade titles sometimes. And so I threw on the Japanese version, and I swear to God, like, I was absolutely lost. Like, all the text is in Japanese, which I know that, like, that is what I should have been expecting. But I was just absolutely lost, even though all the speaking voices were in English. And yeah, so I was just like, oh shit, fuck this. I have to start it back up in English. And once I did, like, all the controls made sense, thankfully. But you could choose from 3 different airplanes, which are all like the standard, like, ones that we remember from like 80s and 90s action movies. I went with the F-16 all the time because, Top Gun. And yeah, you can either use your missiles or you can shoot down enemy planes, and you have a certain amount of time to do this per mission. Although there is like a different mode where it's like you get extra time for every plane that you shoot down. And yeah, like, they vary up the missions. Like, the aircraft carrier was an absolute pain in the ass. And they break it up in between by making you have to refuel your plane, and you get like bonus points if you get it done correctly. But if you don't, then it's just like, oh, like, you're messing this up. We're gonna have to go into automatic, and then you just don't get any bonus points. And yeah, like Ridge Racer, this one also has like the caravan mode, the high score mode, like, all that kind of stuff. But holy shit, this game was exhilarating. Like, I was having a ton of fun blowing everyone out of the sky. I only got killed a couple of times. Usually I would run out of time because some of these planes were damn fast. But yeah, like, it's just like, this was a lot of fun. Like, if you're looking for that kind of Afterburner arcade, like, I still love the Afterburner that they released on Xbox 360 back in the day, like the one that's not Afterburner Climax is what it's called. I miss that because that thing is not backwards compatible, and so if I ever want to play it, I have to fire up the Xbox 360. This fills that gap quite nicely, and I was having a ton of fun with it. Like, this is going to be staying on my Xbox for a very long time. Like,
very good.
Yeah, I was really pleased with this. I hope we get more titles like this.
All right, $17.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I even get to finish. Fine, dick.
No, like, this isn't even like a wait for a sale. Just get it.
Cool.
Like, go create your own gaming podcast so you can get a free copy or something. I don't know. Or buy it. Like, either one's good. Although, don't create the podcast because then you're a competition for us. Anyway.
Next game to talk about, All the Words She Wrote, developed by ebi-hime, published by Ratalaika Games, released July 4th, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, $12.99. A cutely comedic lesbian, Aki's on this one, lesbian Yuri visual novel about a grumpy, socially awkward Aki writer and her cheerful, happy-go-lucky fan, doesn't have any, set in the Japanese countryside. Aki, what is All the Words She Wrote?
Okay. This is a visual novel, in case you didn't hear that. This one does not have any options in it. It is a kinetic. You just read through it. It is just a book that has pretty pictures. That's it. So, you already know if you don't want this already just from that, probably, sadly. And yeah, you play as a young 20-something-year-old who is, what's the polite way of saying this? Absolutely worthless in every conceivable way. She can't keep a job to save her damn life. She's lazy. She's not very smart. She doesn't like to read. She's not very strong. She has not very much going for her. Other than apparently she has a really thick skull. But there is one thing she does like to read, and it's this little light novel series about these busty elves, apparently, and the guy that they're on an adventure on. So, at least she has some taste, I guess, whatever. And it turns out that her aunt works at a publishing office, and she's looking to have you become a live-in maid for one of her clients, basically, because that client, whilst is an accomplished writer, is kind of extremely piss poor at taking care of herself at all. And who would you guess it is? Could it possibly be the writer of the one and only thing this incredibly thick shit reads? Oh, yes it is. So, you go off to go meet her, because you're obsessed with her. And, yeah, she lives out in the fucking boonies in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Like, there's one train that runs there, buses might occasionally run there every now and then, she lives in the middle of fucking nowhere. And so, yeah, you go there, and you start interacting with her, and she's what I would like to affectionately call an absolute bitch. She is just mean, and vindictive, and just a little shit. And yeah, you get to stay there as basically her maid. You clean the place and you cook her food, and it's about the two of you somehow getting closer together instead of your character murdering her and hiding her corpse in the woods right behind her house. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues in this, almost exclusively because, again, the author that your character is unhealthily obsessed and attached to is just a massive bitch. She is just there. This is the type of lady that it's like, I don't usually favor hitting people, but man, she needs a good slap to the face every couple of seconds that she interacts with your character. She is so mean for no reason. No reason. One of the first things she starts doing to your character is she decides that she's just not going to talk to your character at all. It's not that she's not even like, I'm angry at you, I'm not talking to you. No, instead, she treats you as though you're not even worth her time to consider talking to. Problem is, you two live in a big house. No one else is there. And, oh yeah, the town that she's living in is the middle of nowhere and it's fucking dead. There's no one to talk to. And your character is one of these people. She needs to talk to people. She needs interaction. She needs the human interaction. And the author knows that. So she decides just to stop talking to you. Because she's an asshole.
Yay.
Yeah. So that's basically a good chunk of this is them dealing with problems that are basically just really boils down to the author's kind of a shitheel, and somehow you two get together. For Trash Rando, when do they scissor? After after the story is over, because this is not one of my adult titles. That is why it's here and not at the very end. So if they scissor, it is long after the story is over. If she used scissors to stab her like 50 times, that could be in this. I don't think it is, though.
Ah, God. All right. $13 on this one, $12.99. What do you think?
Whilst I hate the author, the story is really fun and fairly emotional, so I'm totally for it.
Very good. Next up, Canine, developed and published by Dolores Entertainment, released July 11th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, $7.99. Dive into a terrifying first-person survival horror experience inspired by 32-bit retro-style games. Plays a boy searching for his dog Tommy, or Tommy, I don't know, who has been kidnapped by an evil corporation conducting twisted experiments on pets. Bree, what is Canine?
Well, like you said, your dog Tommy, I guess, has been missing for 3 weeks, and you get a
write-up only has
message
one M, so I don't know if it's Tommy or Toby.
The game only has one M as well. It's written on the ball. But yeah, your dog's been found at a clinical facility nearby, and this is a first-person survival horror game. When you start out, you have your dog's favorite ball in your hand, and you have to explore the city and find the clinic. It's dark and rainy out to set the mood, and you can see several missing dog posters up on the walls of the city. There's apparently an achievement for finding all the dog posters, which I did not know when I started the game, so now I'm going to replay the game. You get into the facility, and it looks like a normal dog clinic with a reception desk and magazines and food for sale. But then I saw a white rabbit, so I had to follow it. It eventually led me through some hallways where I found a trail of blood leading to a wall that was clearly a secret doorway. I found an office with a key and a computer that says my dog's alive. And the key leads us to a fuse that I can input in the office that opens the secret wall. And then a dog-like monster appears and I die. To start, you're only armed with the ball. You're supposed to be able to throw with A. There's no real tutorial, just a text overlay when you first start the game that I should have taken notes on because you can't see it again. You can sprint on right... Yeah, you can sprint on right trigger, which has a stamina bar, and X is to interact with things. B crouches so you can hide from the monster. So anyway, I retry, and this time I run away from the monster and hide like a coward in the bathroom stall because there's conveniently now a gate down and I can't run any further. And that's how I figured out if you throw the ball from the hiding spot, the dog monster will get distracted and eventually go away. So the gist of the rest of the game is that you get to go through the facility to find your dog while you dodge the monster, solve some labyrinth-like puzzles, find keys and fuses and things to open doors. It's very clear that the facility was doing experiments on dogs. There's some dead animals in the game, so use your best discretion as to whether or not this is right for you.
Surprisingly only rated T for teen. That's
Yeah, it's a little gruesome in parts. I mean, yeah. There are some tough achievements for beating the game without dying and doing the hardcore mode. There are 2 endings, a good one where you save the dog and a bad one where you don't. There's some collectible achievements along the way. And then the graphics are like PlayStation era graphics. When you die, it does not reset your progress. It just resets you to the area you were in without the monster around. The monster has an audio indicator to help you know that it is near, and hopefully you can find a hiding spot or run away or throw the ball and then get away and not be stuck in a corner repeatedly where throwing the ball does nothing. I ran into a problem when I first started the game, where the game was in Spanish, and the options menu does not have good indicators of where you are in the menu. So it's a real struggle to figure out how to get the game into English.
Yeah.
It does it each time you load up the game. So when I came back, I had to figure out how to get it into English again, which was really annoying. I messaged the publisher. They've said they're working on a fix. It has not gone through as of today, though. Yeah.
Well, it officially releases tomorrow, so it could still pop
hopefully
up.
it'll be a day one patch.
The next day or so, hopefully.
Yeah. But they did say that they have a fix for it, so that's good. But yeah, I had an okay time with this. It was a different spin on things, throwing the ball around, which was nice. It wasn't the typical, like, find a shotgun, find the ammo, shoot the monster kind of thing. It was definitely a stealth and hide kind of thing. And, distracting the monster with a ball was interesting, because it's a dog monster. It is not a particularly long game, aside from having to get the different endings. Like I mentioned, it was a little difficult to deal with the settings menu, which was essential to play the game in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, $8. What do you think of Canine?
I'm going to give this a try it. I think that there are some people who will be disturbed by the imagery. But if you like, horror games and you're looking for something with little different, it is good. You end up saving your dog, then you have to escape the facility. So you're carrying around a dog and a tennis ball with his name on it, and trying to dodge a monster. Like it's something different, and I liked that. So yeah.
I also warn people, be careful of the store page. There's some grisly images on the store pages.
Yeah.
The game is on sale for the next 2 weeks for $6.39. Thoughts on that?
I think that it's a decent price for the game.
Jazzy. Next up, Dead of Darkness, developed by Retrofiction Games and EastasiaSoft, published by EastasiaSoft. Released July 2nd, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, and PC for $15.99. Dead of Darkness is a 2D survival horror action-adventure presented in a mix of old-school pixel art and HD character illustrations. 1985, good year. England, private investigator Miles Wyndham follows a lead on the mysterious death of his daughter, Velvet Island. Once he arrives on the island, he soon realizes that the residents are behaving strangely, and soon Miles finds himself in a struggle for his own survival. Horror Acolyte, check this one out, wrote in an email. Have you been dying to play a 2D pixelated version of Resident Evil 1? Well, you were in luck. Dead of Darkness is a 2D survival horror game. Proudly wears its inspirations on its sleeve. You take on the role of Miles Wyndham, a depressed private investigator who's been grieving the loss of his wife and daughter that tragically passed away in a fire at the St. Albion Medical Facility years ago. Even though Miles was present at the facility, he is unable to recall any memories of that fateful day, causing him to investigate any leads that can shed some light on the incident. Miles wakes up to the postman delivering a package, cassette from a man named Charles Ernest Graham, the owner of a psychiatric hospital on Velvet Island. Charles claims to have information about the death of Miles' wife and daughter, suggesting some of the public information about that day was fabricated. Hearing this, Miles immediately sets out for Velvet Island. At the docks, he meets Camilla, a nurse who is just starting her new job on the island. Together, they receive transport from Perry, who operates a ferry. Perry on the ferry. Really?
At least it isn't Perry the ferry, so, I'll accept that.
Or a ferry named like an actual never mind. Perry operates a ferry service from the island to the mainland. Perry gives you some background information about your destination, and a lot of rhyming here, mentioning that Graham and Brooke families have been living there forever, that Charles Graham had a son, William, who was thought to have died but randomly showed up on the island a week ago. After dropping Miles off, Perry warns there's a storm coming and he won't be back for 2 days. If you need to contact him, you could try sending a message on the radio, but it may not go through. Miles stumbles across a bloody mess on the way to the mansion, but the island security team says it's nothing to worry about. Everything is under control. Hear that a lot. The guards escort you to the mansion where you meet William Graham, along with his wife Ophelia and their young daughter Kathy. William seems displeased at Miles' presence and brushes him off to attend more urgent matters. Miles is given a place to sleep in the guest house, but is awoken during the night by the sound of gunshots. He finds a fatally wounded guard and procures his firearm, making his way to the mansion to get some answers. Miles arrives, all hell breaks loose. He witnesses an altercation between a local resident named Owen and Ophelia. Owen shoots Ophelia and kidnaps her daughter, Kathy. Immediately after, the mansion is attacked by zombie-like creatures. What the fuck? Who kills some of the security team. Once the chaos begins, Miles is set out to find Charles and his granddaughter, Kathy, hoping to find answers about his own family and whatever nightmares unfolded on Velva Island. Those familiar with classic survival horror games will feel right at home with the gameplay. Aside from a lack of tank controls and fixed camera angles, you can freely move around the mansion, going from room to room to find supplies such as ammo and health pickups, along with notes and key items. Some doors will be locked by special keys that you need to find, or by other various mechanisms. Yay, survival horror. There's a handy button that allows you to highlight all the items and objects you can interact with in your current room. So an even more useful map that highlights all the rooms that have been fully exhausted of interactions and color codes. Locked doors give you some indication of what keys needed to open them. Along the way, you'll find tons of notes that delve deeper into the lore of the world and semi-frequent cutscenes with text-based dialogue that are fully voice-acted. Sometimes notes will turn into clues that can be used from the inventory screen to solve puzzles. Most of the puzzles in the game requiring minimal effort to figure out. You're only able to carry 8 items at a time, but fortunately there's also access to several fabled save rooms that usually contain a storage chest able to hold numerous items and allowing you to save the game to your heart's content. Fortunately, there are several monstrosities that want to prematurely end your journey. These take the forms of fleshy-looking ghouls, just want to nibble on your delicious-looking skin. Creatures with a humanoid torso atop a pile of tendrils, using curved blade hands to slice you in half. Jacob, sound like your ex-girlfriend?
Ah.
Or large giant monsters with spider legs that grab you with their tiny arms to insert your head into the mouth at the center of their chest. Jacob, sound like an ex-girlfriend?
Rather uncanny, really.
No, biting your head clean off. To defend yourself against these creatures and other threats, you have a knife, pistol, and shotgun at your disposal. Aim carefully because ammo is limited. If you do take damage from an enemy, you not only lose health, but also sanity. The lower your sanity, the more damage you receive to your health from attacks, the more susceptible you are to gaining status ailments like bleeding, poison, or shock. There are also environmental hazards to worry about like spike traps that can kill you in a single hit. These are fortunately quite noticeable. Yay. Den of Darkness offers a fair amount to explore, the game having you visit several areas around Velva Island. You could choose between 6 difficulty options. That's cool. A couple of which need to be unlocked by completing the game. On the medium or moderate difficulty setting, the game was not very challenging, taking about 7 hours to complete. The puzzles were quite simple, and most of the boss fights had very noticeable attack patterns, making them easy to avoid. Considering its art style, I thought the monsters looked pretty good, especially some of the animations, like taking a shotgun to a ghoul and having his torso explode, or the giant spider monster ripping your head off. Still miss your head, Jacob. The voice acting and story were surprisingly decent, even though the game borrows a number of story elements from its inspirations. I felt like it had enough added to still be interesting. If you're a survival horror enthusiast or someone looking for a good introductory game for the genre, I would have to give this one a buy it. There you go. $16. Buy it.
Nice.
Yay. Next up, Music Drive, Chase the Beat, developed by Salve Game Studios, published by QUByte Interactive, released July 3rd, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5, $9.99. Music is the most valuable asset in the world. Hard drives filled with unreleased tracks have been stolen by a gang that wants to monopolize the charts. You to recover them. You play as Tina and Tunner. She's the best getaway driver in the hood. He's a sharpshooter with perfect aim. Together, this couple uses their unique talents and high-octane missions, combining action and rhythm in a race against time to save the art that moves the world. Music. Jacob, what is Music Drive? Chase the Beat.
So Music Drive is more or less it handles a lot like Crazy Taxi. but with guns. And so you have to get from point A to point B. You're chasing after these people who stole these music tracks. There are two parts to the game. Okay. So the first part is where you're having to chase after people who stole the music tracks, and you're shooting up the people who are after you, whether they've set up like little road stops or the actual people who are carrying the music tracks. However, there's also hired goons like in these kind of SUV cars who will start shooting at you. And you have to pretty much dodge their bullets and return fire. The game will handle the return fire, so you just focus on the driving the whole time. And it, as I said, it very much plays like Crazy Taxi, for better or for worse, depending on how you view that kind of handling. And while this whole thing is going, like, you're listening to a hip hop track throughout. The music is fantastic in this game. I really loved it. Like, I hope that there's like an iTunes or Bandcamp soundtrack for this, because I would definitely buy it. It's a very chill and relax. Like, the soundtrack itself is very chill and relaxing. But as you go through this, like, you'll get money as you're paid for your jobs, and you use that to reinvest, whether it is in your vehicles, so you can make your vehicles faster and more durable, or you can upgrade your weapons or buy new weapons. And so those weapons will obviously either like shoot more, they'll shoot faster, whatever. So you could go with like pistols or a shotgun. There isn't really too much to choose from in terms of weapons. Vehicles gets a little bit better. But I don't know. Like, it's a lot of playing through to figure out what actually works best for you. And so there is a lot of replayability with it. Now, once you've gotten these tracks, you have to drop them off at various drop-off points. And so you're able to play, if you want to replay them, replay the not the track as in music, but like the road track, you can do that, or you can save up these cassettes, and then you'll get like a much bigger bundle of money if you choose to deliver them on a much harder track. Now, if the track gets too hard for you and your car explodes, then you actually lose all of that money that you were about to gain. And so, like, the game won't punish your bank account, but you're not, like, you're going to have to you're going to have to replay levels over again. Which, honestly, that could be such a pain in the butt. Like the levels aren't long, but like, I really couldn't get a handle on like in terms of how effective the weapons were going to be, because there were times where I would have upgraded everything, and my star meter, which is anywhere from 0 to 5, kind of like GTA, with how much the enemies hate you. You can pay off your enemies before you. What?
I just said I hate you a lot.
Oh, for what?
I'm your enemy, aren't I?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, Aki though.
That's right. Aki,
Good.
you hate him, right?
Of course.
Cool.
I hate
Yeah,
everybody except for Bree. It's fine.
Yeah, there we go. So, but yeah, you can pay off your enemies for like $5,000. Like, I never bothered trying to, because
You can pay me off that way too, folks.
No, I'm not paying you off.
Damn.
Anyway, so it's just like a lot of, do the tracks where you like do the races where like you have to pick up the music tracks, and then do the races where you have to drop them off, and just get more money so you can upgrade all your crap as you go through. Like, it's pretty simple. The graphics are very much a throwback to old school Crazy Taxi. So somewhere between like Sega Saturn and Sega Saturn and Dreamcast looking. Although there is a filter that you can use to make it look better, and I'm not gonna lie, I preferred that one as opposed to the the retro look. Like the retro look was rough. Like almost like an incomplete. Like, it looked more like an incomplete game more than it looked retro. But like the game, like it handles well. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I still throw it on, even though like I got this game I think like 2 weeks ago. I'm still playing it up to like when this review was recorded. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's frustrating when you lose out on like $70,000. Like because that shit takes time to build up in this game. And it can be gone and it can be gone in an instant. But I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I think it's worth at the very least checking out. But I'd recommend getting it.
All right. Well, there's some good news and bad news. The bad news is I cannot find a soundtrack download for the game. The good news is, though, the soundtrack was created by a rapper named NP Vocal. So you could look them up on Apple Music or Spotify. You got some music out there. I don't know if any of it's in the game or if it's all original music for the game, but it clocks in at $10 dues. If you buy it in the next week, you could get it for $8. What do you think at 10?
Absolutely. It's totally worth it at $10.
Cool beans. All right, next up, My Cozy Room, developed and published by RedDeerGames. Released June 26th, Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC for $6.99. Design and decorate your dream space in this relaxing sandbox game. Choose from multiple room layouts, arrange over 500 furniture pieces and decorations, and craft the perfect cozy atmosphere that matches your style. Aki and Bree, both you covered this. Who wants to start?
I can. So, and this is one of those diorama games. That's all it is. You make a room.
Diorama.
So you have a room. You can switch between a bunch of different rooms. They're different sizes, shapes, lengths, so on and so forth. And you fill it up with whatever the hell you want, and that's it. There's stuff for what?
Can you fill it up with gravy?
Probably.
I'm sure the gravy boat. Yeah.
Nice.
There's kitchen stuff, there's bathroom stuff, bedroom stuff, living room stuff, all fun sorts of stuff, including some food items even.
Yep.
And yeah, you just create your own little room that you'd like to have in real life-ish. And you can save up to, I think, 15 of these rooms altogether. And yeah, the controls are kind of finicky a little bit because you have it to where you're looking at the room at an angle, slightly above and from basically a corner. The
kinda
two walls, the two walls that should be there that you would have to be looking through don't exist, and everything you set down. Also, if you're trying to set something down that would be behind it, something that you already have up, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get it set, unless you tell it to completely ignore the fact that there's any items there, which maybe you don't want to do because you want it on a shelf or something. It's just really finicky, and I blame the fact that you can't move the camera like around a 3D object level. Like you can move it around, but it stays the same distance. It just moves it around an area.
Yeah.
But if it could travel in full 3D, I think you wouldn't have as many of the issues that this game sadly, annoyingly has.
I see there's a lot of stuff in the game. The store mentions there's like 500 items. From elegant furniture to adorable decorations, you'll find everything you need to craft a space that's warm, inviting, and uniquely yours.
God damn it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
also says
also,
you could choose from 11 unique room shapes.
Yeah. There's also some add-on packs for the game, like Halloween, Cats, Cottagecore, and Mediterranean for 99 cents to $2 a piece if you're enjoying the game and you want more.
There's a chunk of DLC for this. I'm kind of surprised how much there is.
But yeah, but in the game itself, there's 16 categories of things to decorate with, like the kitchen, bath, furniture styles, plants, wall decorations, toys. You can zoom a couple of clicks in, not a full zoom in and out. There is a day-night light change that you can make, which is cool, especially since there's windows and doors that you can put into your rooms. There were also, when you click on the furniture, there's an option to change the color, and there's over 20 color combinations per item, which is pretty good.
Some of them are really nice looking too.
Yeah,
Some of them are gaudy as shit, but there's some really good looking ones in there.
Mm-hmm. The controls took a little bit of getting used to whether or not I should use the left stick or the D-pad or the bumpers to select things. Like, it kind of changed per thing. And that took some getting used to. What else? There was some cat-themed art. Lots of cat-themed art, actually, so I approved of that.
Cat-themed DLC, too.
Yeah, I know. The load screen at the very beginning of the game is, like, really long, and I don't know why, because it's fine when you load a new game once you're already in, or load a new room once you're in. So that was a little weird. There was one achievement that the description for the achievement was like, it should have been the first thing I unlocked. Thankfully, Aki knew that the solution involved rounding the walls and placing pots in the room. I have no idea why that was the solution, but it worked. So
yeah, a couple of the achievements, what they tell you to do isn't particularly good at actually figuring out what the hell you're supposed to do. Thankfully, there was already a walkthrough up for the game. From like back when it was on PlayStation or some shit.
Gotcha.
I don't
Switch, I'm guessing.
It's a diorama game. It's fine.
Switch, I'm guessing, since everything else it hit.
Possibly.
Well, it's $7. What do you think?
I'm going to say pass, personally. There's not really anything to this, and it's just so finicky that it really kind of irritates me. So it's a pass for me.
I thought it was a pretty simple sandbox game with easy achievements. It was a cute, creative little game. I think the price, maybe I'd wait for a sale, so I would put this at a try it. I mean, I thought it was cute. It's just not like a go out and buy at that price.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, next up, Dream of Things, developed by Tierbird or Tearbird, I don't know. Published by Indienova, released June 19th on Steam for $10. Dream of Things is an adventure puzzle game packed with mystery. You had died in a bathtub and acquired the ability to talk to inanimate things. You need to enter their dreams and help them fulfill their wishes. Figure out what happened. Aki, what happened?
A whole bunch of bullshit, basically. So
all right,
yeah,
$10 verdict. No.
Okay. So yeah, you play as this mage, musician, scholar, researcher. I don't fucking know what the hell you are. And you have woken up in this weird area, and you do some very basic puzzles of place this box onto this item so it compresses this button so you can walk through a door. Push this button to raise a gate. Walk forward some more. And now here's the game starting. Woohoo! And you meet another person, and neither of you have any of your memories, and your only way of communicating is through a weird little device that you're handed. This device also allows you to talk to objects when you end up going into their dreamscapes. Because objects have dreams too, and their dreams are fucking weird.
This game looks fucking weird. I'm looking at the Steam page now. It is. It looks unique.
Damn you. Damn you, damn you, damn you. Yeah, basically this is a whole bunch of little puzzles, because every individual item that you go into the dream of has a completely different puzzle, because they all have a problem they need you to solve. Some of them are as easy as figuring out how to send lights up in the correct order to get the right colors to certain parts of a picture, so you can take a picture of something and make it look like a clown. For instance, the mirror wants to look like a clown because fuck if I know. It just wants to look like a clown. I can't tell you, these things are nonsensical. And yeah, you're going through this, having all of them help you, because after you've helped them, they help you by typically getting the fuck out of your way. For instance, the very first thing is you spawn into the real world from the dead world, I guess I'll call it, where you and the other individual are, and you're right in front of a shower curtain, and even though shower curtains are fucking shower curtains, you can't move it. Turns out, it's an object that has a dream. Once you fix its dream, it opens and allows you through. Woo! There's 16 different items, and I think 15 different puzzles altogether for those 16 items that you get to interact with. And they get harder and harder until one of them becomes a logic puzzle, and I had to look up a walkthrough because I am really bad at that kind of puzzle. It's one of those... Yeah, it's basically one of those... Here, you have to put in, a code for this thing to move, and it's all with lights, so have fun with that. And I'm so bad at programming styled stuff, and there's like three of those in this game, and they all were so hard for me, so I had to look up all of them because I'm just garbage at that. All the other ones I did pretty easily. Some of them took some time, but I got them all. And there were some issues when I was playing, but they've all either been fixed or are currently being worked on, because the dev of this game was very happy to get the feedback of problems and really worked hard on fixing them within like 24 hours. So I ended up, with like 3 different issues, and they were all fixed real quick. Except for maybe the last one. I don't know if it's been fixed yet or not, because I beat the game before it got fixed. So
all right, well, $10 on this one. What do you think?
I really liked it. I thought it was a cute little puzzle game. So if you like puzzle games, this is definitely a buy it. If you're kind of on the fence about puzzle games, I think this is a good one to try it out, because it has a whole bunch of different little ones, and they're all really fun.
Gotcha.
So yeah, totally for it.
Or Acolyte wants to know if all the puzzles are unique.
I want to hit you in the face with a brick.
I didn't ask.
I have a brick within reach.
Encourage your brick.
Bring it with you the next time you go and you visit Joe, and throw it at Joe's face.
It has worms on it.
I have something else that rhymes with brick that's in close reach.
Next game to talk about is I Love Season 2, developed by Lovixsama, published by Xitilon, released July 7th on Xbox One, Series X and S, and Xbox PC for $4.99 each. New season of a game about love. Swap blocks to help hearts have a date, but avoid the black heart, spikes, and other obstacles. Optional challenge, make the hearts meet specifically in a romantic zone. A special part of some of the levels. Everybody covered this. Jacob, start us off. What's I Love Season 2?
I never got to say that thing that rhymes with brick also has worms in it.
Bree, what is I Love Season 2?
This is a sequel to I Love, the puzzle game. You have a heart-shaped level selection screen made out of other hearts. There are 2 hearts on the screen, one pink and one blue, and they gravitate toward each other. You have a bunch of tiles that you swap that are like little maze pieces with entrances and exits. And you need to swap the tiles in the right way to get gravity to pull the hearts toward each other to matching exits. There are other obstacles like red blocks that you can't move through, that you have to go around. There are spikes that'll break your heart. There are black hearts that can destroy your love if it ends up in the same tile with either of your hearts. That's the game in a nutshell. The music sounded like the first game. The same music is like a 50s love song.
There's one thing you forgot to mention.
Which is what?
This game's fucking hard.
So
Annoyingly difficult.
I'm gonna be honest, and I couldn't figure out the first level. There is a short text tutorial hidden on the main screen that kind of tells you what you're supposed to do. It's the same tutorial that you go through over a couple levels in the first game, but I feel like it assumes that you already know how to play the game or you wouldn't be picking this up. And there is no easy level progression. I think I think I gave the first game a try.
Sequel to the first game.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out the levels pretty early on. Like, I think I gave the first game a try because the progression was hard on that too. So, yeah.
I got to level 10.
Oh, good for you.
In one day, and I stopped. Not because it was too hard, but because I was so fucking annoyed with the game, to be honest.
Special.
The first level gives you 125 moves to start with to get
I used like 70 something of them to get through it.
Yeah, that's a lot for level 1.
Yeah.
I got bored trying to figure it out by like move 20.
I don't blame you. And it doesn't get any better. Some of the levels, have significantly less, but a whole bunch of them have 150-ish or so, and you're usually using 50 to 70 a piece, and it is an irritation, especially if you fuck up somewhere and then you have to redo the whole fucking thing all over again, and you spent like 10 minutes getting to that point, and now you have to figure out how the hell you got to that point again, and it just kind of makes you want to say, well, fuck that, and blow your brains out. So, great fun.
This game is a big pile of fuck that shit.
Yeah, kind of is.
Is it that hard?
Yes. I never made it past the first level.
I don't know if I would necessarily call it hard. It's just fucking annoying as shit.
Like, I get the idea of the game, but like the idea seems simple, but in practice it is so fucking difficult, and it's just I didn't have fun trying to figure it out. Like, it just...
Yeah, it wasn't rewarding, like, especially having played the first game and feeling like I made some progress in the first game and getting to the very first level in the second game and just like, no.
Damn. Cornel said he tried for a half hour and couldn't.
Yeah.
And that's for the first level again, I think. I must be special since I got to 10 before I was just like, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even that I was having trouble. Once I understood the mechanics of the game, because I didn't check the tutorial and I didn't play the first game, so I was just kind of winging it. And it took me, probably 5 minutes to figure out what the fuck was actually happening. And I was like, oh, I get it. Oh, this is gonna suck.
All right, let's talk price on this one. It is $5 for the next 2 weeks. It is $4. Should people even bother or pick up the first game?
I would say pick up the first game. Like, as an individual game, I can't recommend this. If you played the first game and you're good at it, you might enjoy this one. Yeah.
I have to say pass it, because I don't know what kind of brain damage you have to find this game fun. And if you have it, you probably have other things that you should probably be doing. Nice. I got the furthest in this game than anyone. I fucking hated it.
That is fair. You did get Jacob.
No.
Okay. Short and sweet.
It's just not fun.
I also want to point out one more thing to everybody that's watching this. There's 40 achievements in the game. One achievement for beating each of the first 40 levels, if there's only 40 levels anyways. I don't know if there's more than that or not. Each is 25 gamer score, so yeah.
Damn. Have fun getting 1,000. All right, next up, Psychopathy Assessment, developed by Tarba, Paul Cornel, published by Galactic Crows. Released back in October last year on Steam for $5, coming to Switch later this month. Psychopathy Assessment is a retro 80s VHS PS1 style analog horror game that blurs the line between reality and delusion. Step into a universe where you're not just playing a game, you're taking a psychopathy test, but the stakes are considerably higher than a straightforward diagnosis. Bree, what's up here?
So I don't know what I was expecting with this game, but it was more nuanced than whatever I thought it was going to be. It was more unnerving than it is like horror to me. It has the ability to use a webcam to enhance the experience. I have the cover on my webcam on, but just knowing it was watching, listening was weird. There was a scene where you see a reflection of you, the user, in the computer screen with someone scary behind you that I imagine would have shown me in the room if I had the camera on. This is loosely based on a Romanian crime event that they didn't give much info on, but similarities to persons living or dead are unintentional, as this is a work of fiction or something like that. The game is grainy VHS footage of a psychological psychopathy test. If you've ever done the Myers-Briggs personality test, the beginning of this game sort of mirrors that, and you're issued a personality type. Next, you have to witness a police interview where the officer questioning the man who came in to report a missing person seems awfully sus. We then rate some threats on the computer screen based on our answers to the test. It determines that we are in fact a psychopath. There are some further personality questions that were clearly leaning in the direct psychopath direction. Like
That
if you ever
word's
think
weird.
about,
I feel
I
so
know
weird saying it.
psychopathy and psychopath. Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, some of the questions were things like if you ever think about hurting people to get what you want, or if you like watching the light leave someone's eyes. Then the game changes a bit, and I don't want to ruin that too much. The visuals and audio were all VHS filtered, complete with tape errors and distortions that get worse the further you get into the game. The music that plays in certain parts of the game is like 1940s stuff, which adds a creep factor because it's so cheery in comparison to your surroundings, but it's like warbly. And then once you get past the testing portions, you enter a first-person PS1 era graphical gameplay section where it gets pretty dark pretty fast. There are multiple endings to the game based on your decisions throughout the test. No two playthroughs will be exactly the same. The game lets you pause through some portions of the game because there's a lot of reading to do and it comes at you fast. This game was interesting. It's a short game, around an hour, but again, there are multiple endings. The game gets more disturbing the more you get into the game, and it attempts to simulate what it might feel like to be a psychopath. There was this really funny moment that sort of broke the tension a little when you have to shit in a toilet by rapidly pressing spacebar, which was just hilarious fart and shit noises coming out of your speakers while you're doing it.
I approve.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. You also get an achievement for petting a cat.
Very good. Very good.
On Steam, there is no controller support, so you will need to WASD and mouse it. But yeah, while this was not earth-shatteringly brilliant, this was like very interesting and worth the time if you like kooky, unsettling stuff. I would just be warned it's pretty violent toward the end and definitely rated mature.
Righty. Well, $5 on this. I'm gonna assume the price will be somewhat similar on the Switch. If we end up checking out that version, we'll keep you updated. But as of now, $5 at least on Steam. What do you think?
This is weird enough that I liked it, but I can't give it a buy it. I'm going to give it a fuck it, why not?
That works. That's what that rating's for.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Alrighty, well that is it with you three. We got one more game to talk about, and we're going to bring in Chris Taylor for that one. So, does anyone have any final words before we pass it over?
What in the butt?
At least it wasn't boner fart.
True, it wasn't boner fart. Anyway, Joe, take it away. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, we got one more game to talk about tonight, and we got Chris Taylor here. Chris, how are you doing?
Hey, doing all right. Hello out there in time travel land.
In Thursday land.
Thursday land.
Yeah, no
By the time-
Tuesday show this week. We didn't have anything to talk about, so...
No more video games, turns out.
Yeah, they're all gone forever.
Yeah,
I guess that's what a holiday weekend will do to a podcast.
I guess so. But yeah, I'm playing a show. If you're listening, well, you won't be listening to this on Thursday, I suppose, but
it'll be Saturday.
while everyone else was talking, I was playing a show.
How'd it
with
go?
My band. I assume it went great.
Cool.
Yeah, probably awesome.
All right. Well, I hope it went well for you. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that time travel has protected you from the harms of whatever time travel does. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
Mostly,
like that.
I mean, I'll just be in a world that's like more apocalyptic and way shittier, and everything just kind of sucks and is very bleak. 2 days from now.
Yeah.
Because it just gets worse every day.
It does. World sucks right now. Well, United States sucks now.
But that affects the world in sucky
It
ways.
does.
Anyway.
Yay. All right, let's get to this. One final game to talk about tonight is Front Mission 3 Remake, developed by MegaPixel Studio, published by Forever Entertainment, licensed by Square Enix, released June 26th on the Switch for $34.99. The tactical RPG classic returns. Front Mission 3 Remake is surprisingly the third chapter in this iconic series beloved by fans worldwide. Step into the roles of Kazuki and Ryogo as tensions rise across the volatile military zones. With the fate of the region hanging in the balance, command towering Wanzers and land your squad through intense turn-based battles. Chris, what is Front Mission 3 Remake?
Somebody call the Wanzer.
Wanzer.
I should have, when you said it was surprisingly the third entry in the series, if it weren't for the fact that I have to pay for my own microphones, I would have spit out my vanilla Coke.
That's fair.
Then say what?
It's like earlier in the news we talked about Dune third movie getting a title. It's just Dune Part 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Way to wet everyone's whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
I can't wait to hear Jacob's response to that because we didn't record the news yet. So.
Well, here's the thing though, is that I kind of dig just making it simple, because like some games really get into the weeds with subtitles or like changing the title like subtly. Looking at you, Trails series.
Oh geez.
As you like really sometimes you have to like which one's the one that's next? Like, well, it depends on if you want to go on chromatic order or if you want to go in timeline order. It's like, oh no. So Front Mission 3, yes. Well, I guess I can provide a little bit of confusion. This is the first Front Mission that was released in the US. But Square feeling rather invulnerable about releasing Final Fantasy VII over here, and it's still selling like 1,000 billion copies, and nobody asking, hey, where's 4, 5, and 6? This one was, yeah.
No, man.
It turned out
2 is 4 and 3 is 6.
Yeah. 3 and 5 weren't good enough. No, I'm just kidding.
2.
Yeah. So, with this one, this is the first one that we got in 1999 on the good old Play of Station. But this third outing is remastered from that, and in fact follows the same kind of design path as the first two games. So it's gonna feel just like it slots right into the new remake series, which is good because again we like cohesion. It's a nice thing. Yeah, but so as not to leave you behind, they do retain a little bit of the old game. For instance, when you open up the game and look in the menu, you can watch the original opening cinematic from the PlayStation version. So, yeah, you could just watch. It's called Original Movie when you open it up, and that'll play the intro from the PlayStation version. I guess they were especially proud of it.
Now, is it full screen or is it like the size of a postage stamp? Since that stuff was like 480p back then.
It's been a little bit since I've seen it, and I can't quit out to the menu right here. That's okay. I think it is 4:3, but like fully the size of the screen. But let me check right quick. with this battle, I guess, because I was in the middle of one. I was doing particularly well. I had to restart it because I didn't figure out something, and then I got my ass handed to me. But not quite a game
fucking up
over.
your whole program right now.
Oh, it's my fault for playing video games during reviews, even for my own review, which is pre-recorded.
Yeah, we do that.
Anyway, that's okay. It is 4x3 with the with the bars on the side for 16:9 screens. Perfectly fine. And yeah, so Front Mission 3 kind of follows along the tradition of the other two in that it is a mech-based tactical RPG. So they took, a Final Fantasy Tactics style game, or what's a Disgaea type game if you're a weirdo weeb. And I can say that because I have several of them. And it instead of swords and spells and whatnot, it gives you big old wanzers, which are wanzer. Yeah, it's about a 30-foot high, I guess. No, maybe 20 feet high. Big old mechy boy. That are equipped with different kinds of weapons. And so the kind of way it works is that mechanically is that your Wanzer has all kinds of different parts. The body, the core of it is the one that, if it blows up, then you blows up. You don't want that one to take any damage, but you could, your arms are separate characters, quote unquote. They got their own health bar. Your legs have their own health bar. And so those things, if you get blasted and disabled, you can still survive. In fact, sometimes you can even repair the damage. And then there's actually an interesting option in this game. You can eject your human character from the mech. And if there's another mech laying around, let's say one that you have personally, if you've disabled it or something like that, you can take it over. Or, depending on other factors in the battle, you can actually leave out of the mech and run around as a human. Your human will have very few hit points and can be easily defeated by gun. So that's not a preferable way to play. But like I said, it is something that appears in this one, which is pretty interesting. So the other thing is that sometimes if you take enough damage, your mech will catch on fire. So you have to eject until the fires go away. And then your mech probably still works. So you could just jump right back into it and keep going. So it's things like that are pretty cool considerations. Front mission games in general are very detail oriented. And this one is no exception to that. Like I said, there's plenty of things that can happen and often do. So that's what I like about it. It's you have different ways you can interact with the stages. Sometimes there are stationary enemies like turrets and things like that you can take out as an option. Some of your weapons and the way that you change them will really affect how you play because for instance, you can have a big old fist that does short range, or you can do your guns that have longer range, or you can have missiles which have extremely long range, but there's a limited amount of them. And different characters will kind of come equipped with those different things. So lots of different options for you to get through this game. Speaking of characters, this one stars a guy called Kazuki and another guy called Ryogo. And Kazuki's kind of the main character. He's he's learning the ropes along with he's kind of working for this I guess corporation that handles these Wanzers. Get at me if I'm getting any part of this plot wrong. Here's the the way the plot plays out. I'll explain in a second. It sometimes gets confusing. But yeah, they basically kind of, while in the middle of delivering some mechs, get they get caught up in the shit, and so they have to climb into these mechs and actually fend for themselves. And they meet up with some other people that kind of help out. They run into some other folks that are trying to hurt them, and there's a Ryoko's sister is also kind of in this place that's being kind of occupied in a conflict, and so there's kind of a rescue mission that involves her, but also somebody else steps into the picture. And basically, around this point, I won't say exactly when in the story, but at a certain decision that you may not even be super aware of, the story will then branch into 2 different stories for the rest of the game. So there's essentially 2 games worth of plot here. So if you go in one direction, it's mostly going to focus on this one character and their perspective of the conflicts and the story involved, and then the other one will focus on the other character. And that's, like I said, it doesn't really converge in any way that it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll be, everything will be different in the next chapter. None. You're making a decision that's going to affect how your game of Front Mission 3 goes for the whole thing. So that's also really interesting. And within the parameters of the trilogy so far, unique. So yeah, basically, like I said, this is a remake of the PlayStation game. More than a facelift, it is basically rebuilt from the ground up. Instead of these kind of, like, if you look at the original Front Mission 3, it kind of had those typical not early PlayStation, it was 1999 for goodness sakes, but like the early 3D kind of textures and scaling and things like that. So, like straight lines kind of get curvy as the camera pans around, things like that. The kind of graphics. So for this one, they completely cleaned it up, rebuilt these like really high polygon characters and stuff, but they kind of retain the movement and dare I say some of the archaicness and eccentricities of like a PlayStation 1 game. For instance, there's no voice acting in this game whatsoever, not a lick. The game is presented in text form from the original game, and believe it or not, this game about mechs and military conflicts and stuff like that contains a whole lot of text. Cutscenes between characters are going, you'll basically want to get yourself a drink for most of the between stage kind of conversations that happen and just all this other stuff. Like, you are going to, depending on where you are in the story, you're going to be waiting a while before the next time you're diving into the action. But then sometimes stories will be like, it'll be battle after battle after battle, so you kind of go through a sequence of them. So, your Fire Emblem folks will kind of, know what this is all about. Although they do kind of keep it a little zippy. This game is really relaxes for like the story parts, and like I said, there is a lot of conversation. But that is nothing compared to the one aspect of this, which a lot of Front Mission fans, if you're getting into the series and like this game and such, will kind of tell you, oh, welcome to internet surfing, because this game has a fucking internet. And I don't just mean an internet. I mean, it's like, God, so anytime you have downtime, you can log on to the internet and it shows you a grid. There's the internet. You choose one of 3 paths to go down. Here's the corporate internet. Here's the military internet. Here's the other internet. It's literally called other. You choose that path to go down, and then it gives you like several more options, 6 or 7 to start, and they unlock more as the story progresses. And you choose one of those paths to go down, and once you do that, it may take you to a web page, or it may even take you down to a further grid. But once it takes you to the web page, you then have a list of things to scroll through and read. And some of it is so mundane. It's just like, how are these details ever going to appear like in this game? How is this ever going to help me? But actually, some of the essential things to know about the game and the plot and things like that are in there in the internet for you to explore. Basically, if you want to take the time to go and find them, there are even like little secret unlockables that can happen if you look at the right internet page at the right time. Believe it or not.
Weird. Like what? What?
Oh, you can unlock a whole Wanzer if you Yeah, if you go down this particular path and look at like these schematics, I don't remember exactly what the thing is, but the battle ends and you have a limited time. That is to say, a limited amount of other events that happen that you can go into the internet, go down, the military rabbit hole. I don't know if it's the military one. Don't quote me on this. Just look it up if you want. But like, you go down the military path down to like something else, down to something else. Then there's like a third option that appears on the list on this one web page, and if you select that one, then now you got a new Wanzer. So there's like stuff like that's in there. So like there is a benefit to looking through the internet, but I can't recommend spending way too much time in there unless this is just the kind of thing you like. Folks who want to get really, really into the details can find that they'll have a lot to look at in this game. So that kind of leads to a little bit of a contentious thing, or something that this game I've seen has been accused of, and that's that since this game does retain the internet of the old PlayStation version, the images on the web pages have been basically upscaled, along with the character portraits. All the character portraits are upscaled to be HD, so they don't look exactly like they used to. And some folks have suspected that there's been AI use in like upscaling some of these images. So I don't know what the full story is on that. I don't think anybody official has spoken on it yet, but that's something to be wary of if you're looking at this game, is that some of these images have been upscaled and some of them look a little weird and sus. There's one image on this one page about the military where it's like helicopters, but they're kind of blending together in a way that I think a person wouldn't have drawn. But like I said, I'm not joining the fingers pointing because I don't know for sure, but that's something to look at if you're looking into getting this game and that is an ethical concern for you.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, like I said, it's a tactical RPG. You go through battles, you go through stories. You don't move across any maps or any. Well, you choose locations on a map, but you don't do anything else as far as that goes. And like I said, you can play through 2 whole different adventures, which is kind of cool.
Cool. Well, let's talk about price on this baby. It is $34.99. It is available on the Switch, and for file size enthusiasts, it is 5 gig. What do you think of this one?
I think it's good. I would definitely say that I found it worth the price. Like I said, if it does have AI in it, that's very unfortunate. I would definitely be against that.
Yeah.
But the game I played, and certainly the parts that are like the most important, which is to say the gameplay elements, all seem like they're really good. They're on the up and up. Like I said, it's basically got the same. Like I said, eccentricities that the original had, but fans of the original seem to like this one. Actually, I saw one YouTube video that was really trying to be shocking about how much they didn't like this one, but like they didn't make any good points at all. But whatever. I think that if you are playing through the Front Mission Remake series, this is a fine addition to it. Certainly blends in with the others just fine. The other thing is that, it's about half the price of what the PlayStation original will cost you now, because that's about a $70 game now.
Damn.
Yeah. And what was the last thing? Oh, yeah, it's slightly... I didn't do this science myself. I watched a video comparing the two, but it is a little crispier on the Switch, too, if that's the system you're playing on. Certainly it's the one I've been playing on, and it's been great.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that is it for this show. Before we wrap up, I did want to touch on one other bit of news that we talked about earlier with you. What are your thoughts on that Super Nintendo release of Doom Limited Run is doing?
Well, you caught me unawares. I think I kind of glanced at it, but what are they doing?
They are doing a brand new physical version of Doom for the Super Nintendo, which includes, quote, impossible graphics tricks, missing levels from the original game, circle strafing, respawning enemies, and rumble.
Oh, that's right. They have that special SNES controller that rumbles, yeah?
Yep, the Super Nintendo Rumble controller. So Rumble on the SNES. What do you think of that?
I mean, it's cool. Doom. I mean, SNES has never been my preferred way to play Doom because I did happen to have a computer that would run it back in the day. But that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm interested in seeing what this impossible SNES stuff is. It's that something they added to like the circuit board or something like that. I don't know.
I have no clue. It just said this version of the game includes, quote, impossible graphics tricks, according to Limited Run. I have no clue what that means, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, in 2 years when they release it.
can work with limitations of the console and just do fucked up things.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can pack all kinds of stuff onto the actual circuits. It's just going to make the carts way expensive to kind of do. But yeah, I would totally like to see it. Like I said, I'm personally probably not going to buy it. I'm pretty
limited rundown.
I'm pretty select. Well, I'm just limited rundown. I'm somewhat selective about games that I have to wait like 2 years for. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
I can't. Yeah, I did. I actually just received the Cosmic Fantasy Collection 2 from them, so now I have both of those collections.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't support Limited Run. It's just like I said. It's
their turnaround sucks. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but it's technically the best. Is the other thing. Oh, I picked up the Eartheon Collector's Edition because Yuzo Koshiro. And what else am I waiting for? I'm waiting for the Castlevania Dominus Collection Ultimate Edition.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Cosmic Fantasy 2 I just got, and then the NES Gimmick Collector's Edition, which I'm really curious about because I'm wondering, how they got around the sound chip thing. Because the original Gimmick had several like sound channels that were like kind of unique to that cartridge. But
I
but
love
the
that
thing
we just
is
do that
that
reflexively now.
Yeah. But the thing is that like American NESs don't have the capability of playing sound from those extra chips. So did they reduce the amount of sound channels? Is it all there somehow? They haven't said, and I don't know, but I'll find out when I get one. My NES has been modded with the expanded sound chip though, so like I can play it that way. But I'm wondering how other people are gonna do.
You'll have to update us when it happens.
Yeah, I'll expect to hear back from me in October.
Sounds good.
If they send it.
That is it for this episode. We are done. We are finished. Thanks to everyone for coming on in the beginning. Jacob, Bree, Agi, blah, blah, blah. Thanks to you, Chris, for being here, hanging out. Do you have any final words to end the show?
I don't know. Don't get flooded. It sucks.